Things to order. We're moving along, 5:34. We can start with roll call to my left. Ms. McAuley, you can start.
Magali Rubio.
Neil Robinson, Rudy Blanco.
Jessica Medina.
George Alvarez.
Romy Portuanda Ramior. And Jonathan.
And then Andrew Ricci. For the record, I'd like to acknowledge that Eric Brandon and Steve Brimo are excused for medical reasons today. Okay, moving along. Order of business, deferral, additions, deletions. Anyone? Delete.
Can we just correct my name? I know it's
Oh,
hard.
no. Did I mess it up?
I know it's hard. It's the perpetual double
Where?
last name curse.
Where am I?
I wish I was French. I'm just not French. It's Remior,
You know
not
what?
OIR.
It must autocorrect or something.
I'm sure it just wants to make me from France, which I have no problem with it.
But
But
you're
this is-
sorry about
But
that.
this is public record. So just right, it's Remior.
It's transposed.
Yeah.
You said made up. La Renoir.
Okay.
It's Renoir.
I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
Okay.
Happens all the time.
For the record, we show that Jose Yano has arrived. Welcome, welcome. We got a full house up pretty much.
Must be giving away something. Come on.
Jobs, giving away jobs and volunteer work.
Okay, so if I hear,
I move approval of the minutes.
I will second
thank
that.
you. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Budget, our budget currently stands, I don't have a printout for you, but, minus $600. So far, we've only spent $600 this year or this fiscal year for the, networking event, which is held last month. So in November. All right, moving along. Old business, next newsletter scheduled. Mr. Jonathan.
So if we want to move for January, I was just sort of thinking when the best time, because I know we talked about doing 10 days prior having the submissions.
Yeah.
I was just saying about when we think the best time to send it out would be so that we can gauge that 10 days, because if it's in, I was looking the first of January is a Sunday, so that's obviously not gonna happen. It's also New Year's, so,
Yeah, or the second.
or the second. So the
What about the
first,
second week?
the first Monday is the January 9th. That leaves the 10-day period on December 30th. Again, you guys are gonna be busy, people are gonna be out. It's sort of, I would probably have to think about pushing it to the third week of January, which would be the 16th that starts.
It's also an okay day.
It's also not okay.
Which is also my birthday.
Oh, yeah, we gotta do it on the celebration of that.
But I think that third week is where you start to get more likely, because
Yeah.
10 days before the 16th is the 6th.
Yeah.
We're back in the office,
Yeah.
we're starting. So do we think?
I move that we use the 16th as the date.
Well, we
What-
said Tuesdays
what
or
day-
Fridays.
right, Tuesdays or
So
Fridays are the same.
17th would
So
be
the
Tuesday.
So the 17th,
17th.
I'll second that.
Okay. And then the 10 days prior then would be the 7th.
The 7th.
Which is a Saturday or this. Or the
Saturday,
6th, if you
yes.
guys want.
Yeah, let's do January 6th.
And I'll send you guys that outlook, the
Reminder.
Dubai, I guess.
Perfect.
And we have a motion for, I think. Neil
I
made
made
the
the motion for the 17th.
And Robin.
Roy just said.
Okay, any discussion? Further discussion? My cheat sheet, I'm sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
You opposed? Moving along. Update, promotional videos. We are very blessed to have Mr. Donnie here. How can we do? Let's have a
All right,
discussion.
so,
Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. I didn't do
public
public comments.
We can,
Public comments?
I think you have to vote to reopen public comment.
Oh, we do?
Is that how it
Okay.
works?
I don't,
Yeah.
okay, can I,
Reopen it.
reopen,
Yes, for public comment.
sorry.
Hello, everyone.
You're hiding in there in the corner. I saw you. I'm so sorry.
Just to see what is coming up, what events you guys have, and if there's any questions for anything, that's all.
Okay. Thank you. All right, so then I move to close public comments.
Second.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Close it.
All right, now we'll go back to our promotional videos. So, at the last meeting, we discussed having promotional videos and, moving forward, we voted along. So, doesn't look good.
The vote was, it was more mathematical than a
Yeah.
specific number.
It was 4 videos,
4 videos, thank you. I'm like trying to read.
Yeah.
total of 28, and then whatever the budget was left over for advertising. But then I was told that you guys are going to 3 videos. Which is fine.
So it was, may I?
Thank you.
It was, yeah, originally we tried to do 4, but that was when the budget was, the fiscal year was ending and that was not
Yeah, it was like a
approved.
really last
So,
minute, like,
correct,
there's no way
yeah,
it was
so
gonna-
that
yeah.
it didn't get approved. So what we got approved more recently was, I forgot the exact dollar amount, but I think that came out to a total of 3 videos, if I'm not
About
mistaken.
2,100.
Yeah, so 3 videos and then whatever's left over for marketing,
per month,
Yep.
For the advertising.
correct.
Okay, so in order to move forward, we need some direction on what we need to do in order to make this happen.
Well, there's 3 videos, right? And I put them in 3 categories. One of them is the things to do Miami Lakes, right? It's gonna be about a minute. And everything, golf course, I mean, the restaurants, the day life of Miami Lakes. We're trying to get people to come into Miami Lakes. And I think every video should have an ending or a call to action. Just say, follow us. We're gonna put out more from I'm sorry. So the second video will be a nightlife of Miami Lakes, the bars, the karaoke. We actually have stand-up comedy. I don't know if people know that. The beer garden and everything. And that one I visualize it a lot with selfies or cell phone sticks. Instead of me doing a production, have each one doing their own point of view, the nightlife that's going on, the music and the lights and everything. And the third one was more on business, more corporate style to show the structure, the architecture, the lifestyle, the traffic, the facility, the kind of people are here. So we can try to bring people into, come over, check us out, get to know us, get to know the neighborhood. And always end every video with like, just follow us for more information, because that way we'll know if the video is working, we're getting more followers. And the more followers we have, the more content we put out there, the more packed our events are going to be.
Right.
So that's it. Having said that, it's going to take a couple of days shoot. And I'll just send the invoice for 21, which we have to break it in 2 pieces. I have to get half up front, because I'm done, because I have to hire some people now. And it'll be a couple of days shoot. And if I ever need a cooperation from like a restaurant or something to shoot, then that's it. Just try to make it fun. Like, have you seen those carnival videos, like cruise ships?
Yes.
Where everybody's having a good time,
Yeah.
something like that, where it's just like,
Yeah, fun.
you didn't know Miami Lakes was so.
Yeah, I think the one catered to business, we should probably highlight one of our networking events, right? Like see people transacting business, because I mean, I think the facilities are really important, but I think because we want them to come to our events, right? Like somebody's not gonna watch a video and say, oh, I want to lease an office in Miami Lakes. That's a stretch. I think the quicker connection is they see a video and it's, oh, there's a networking event in Miami Lakes, and we can keep pushing that out every time we have a
Absolutely.
networking
The reason
event.
why my cost is somewhat low on these videos, because I
Yeah.
have a lot of footage from
Right.
the
Okay,
chamber, so
awesome.
it's gonna save me a lot of time. So yeah, that's why I
Great.
budgeted for that. Yeah, I have footage of chamber meetings and every event we have.
Or how about, I mean, isn't it also important to incorporate like the work play? The work, because there is a lot of.
Well, that's, I think, the first one, you said, right? The work, live, live, play piece, which is, you said,
Yeah, the
like
first one is
highlighting.
most like a generic, and I think we should, I think it's about
So like the
$250.
golf club, right, the golf course.
Yeah, anything to do,
the
we
amenities.
have a new tennis court, new tee ball, just got, I'll highlight all that, golf courts. I don't know if it's still gonna be here.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not going anywhere.
Good,
I
good.
was talking about more, the work and live, like to incorporate, because when on the last one where we're talking about the business part, maybe also highlight, I don't know, something incorporating it or tying it to living here. Because a lot of people that, where we can all somehow in all 3 tie in the live, work, play. I don't know if there's any way to do that, but
Well, originally last year, probably 2 years ago, they thought about doing something like a corporate business video to promote like the next Apple or something like that, Amazon on the east side of Miami Lakes, which has a lot of these warehouses and stuff like that. And it was supposed to be this big, with a drone and all that stuff, but it never got made. So I'm doing something similar to in one of these videos, which is the third one, but it's gonna be more fun too, because it's not the demographic of somebody seriously looking to buy land or lease or anything. You guys want to do something like that, I would suggest a different tone, different style, to just focus more on those that realtors go and pass them out to the people in California or Texas, to bring business here. Is that what you're saying, something like that?
Well,
What?
I think that, most recently, and just from personal experience, we had our house listed up until recently. And one of the things that we were trying to do was get people exposed to Miami Lakes, because there's so many people moving here from other places, right? But when you say I want to move to Miami, you don't think Miami Lakes, because it's not just a known name. It's not very, so it was how to get that exposure even in other places, so that people understand like what there is to offer in this town that's really not known or thought of when you say I'm gonna move to Miami. And we had a lot of people that would come from other states, and I would always question, like, how did you hear about Miami Lakes? Because it's interesting in knowing like where is the exposure coming from. And some people had different insights, but I think that anything that can gain that exposure to the town, it would benefit us, because a lot of these people are moving for work or for whatever, and I think it can go beyond just like here locally.
Yeah, they don't have to be in that crowded down there, Miami, where they could just come a little bit to stubborn.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, the first video I imagined it was always gonna be from like kind of not a global, but like a state thing where it zooms into the little city and it gets like a little graphic around it. So it's like generic. So we're close to this, we're close here, we're close to the route. Basically, just bring everybody here and try to get to business. But those are the 3 videos I had: the things to do, anything, and then the nightlife, the restaurants, and going out, and then somewhat corporate and a little bit of everything, a little bit of businesses, stuff like that.
When are we aiming for all this?
I can start working on this as little as next week, and it's gonna take a couple of weeks. The light show things, I think that would be something cool to have.
That would be nice. Maybe we can just, kind of pocket them until the new year and like come, popping out in the new year with all of them.
But all of them together, or like in separate, drop them.
I
in
think
separate moments?
separate drops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also, that's also part of the promotion where, every now and then you start pushing it.
So the 3 weeks, every week will be one video and
Mhm.
250 bucks behind or something to get the exposure.
Sure.
Something like that.
I think each
Okay.
gonna be 60 seconds or less. Is that the goal? Each one, just for social and all that?
It's 1 minute, 1 minute.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, not less, but just I'll try to hit the mark a minute because I don't want to go too far too little.
Yeah.
Right. But the corporate ones, like the ones we're talking about getting the big business here, that would probably take a little longer because I was
Yeah,
more like
yeah.
realtor getting you and selling you what land is. That's something else you guys want to do. And it will save you money because I do have a lot of footage already, so that's enough. So.
Well, that could be for our next.
That could be for this year's budget.
Is there anything you need from us as far as, other than money?
Or us being a part of
Put it in the
it.
bag.
Or if you need
Check the box.
extras, we're down to the extras.
Or
Yeah.
us to be a part of anything.
Any events you guys coming up that I don't know about, that you think will capture the essence of Miami Lakes?
Or even if you need something while you're putting them together that fills in a gap or that mentions something that kind of ties them, let us know. Maybe.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be, as I'm not shooting this and taking it home and edit, I'm gonna shoot it, take it home and edit, and then like, okay, we need this, we gotta get that tomorrow. So it's gonna be a few days, and if I get, it'll be really expensive to get a whole crew for 12 hours,
Yeah.
I'll just spread it out, just not a couple, mostly on the weekends, when there's no traffic, so it'll be like little by little, picking at it, and then you have like a rough draft, and then you look at it and it changes. But I think the call to action or the message at the end should just focus more on just followers. I think that's a good, we'll know physically how many more followers we get with the exposure.
Okay.
And the more that people not from Miami Lakes know about us, the more we can get them into, the parade and stuff like that. Which a lot of people didn't even know this. I saw my aunt, and she lives in PSN, she's a huge Star Wars fan. So they came in the first, like, oh my God, you didn't tell me that. Nobody, they live right down there. They don't know anything about the parade. Miami Lakes. Because it's only Miami Lakes, it's only Miami Lakes. We need to start like.
Yeah, reaching out.
That's what Jessica was mentioning.
Yeah, like to see how we get into other pockets so that we can become
Right.
more, our name known.
And it is a great city. It is. And we can have AC graphic print flyer, throw on a page. That's good activity.
You know, we had some very good name recognition until recently when Mr. Schuler passed away. And that made a big difference because all our hotels and everything else, we had
Right.
Schuler. And that was always a big come on for Miami Lakes. Right now, we're in good shape. We're what, 6-3? So we do have some good news. I don't know how we could incorporate that into one of the videos with the Dolphins at 6-3. That's a fantastic thing anyway.
Yeah.
For us locally.
Maybe just the proximity to the
But it might
stadium.
be somehow,
Yeah.
you might be able to do something on things to do, the proximity to the stadium.
Yeah, that's
And
it.
and-
corporate office.
Yeah.
Right off the highway. You
You're
can
right off the highway, and you'll have a chance to see the Dolphins with the new quarterback tag and wonderful. But if we could sort of mention that, up to now, we're good, 6-3, so unless things really go downhill, we might have a chance, to even do better. Since you're doing these things on things to do.
One of the terminals.
Especially with
Yeah.
7
The
to
3D,
3. I think
seven
we might
golf
be able to
carts,
do
that's a
something.
good idea.
Yeah.
No, and even on the work side, there's a lot of people that like Miami Lakes because they get to find talent from Broward and from Dade, and
Right,
it's kind of
and
like
it's
a
the
central
meeting
place, so
point,
that's a
yeah.
big pro for a lot of businesses.
It's a good idea. Something else, put in there.
Yeah, that's good.
We don't have to be definitive. Just say, here's the stadium, here's the team, the Dolphins. And the people who have some idea of football will at least,
Put
Yeah.
two and two together.
get excited about that. So it's Miami Lakes, so.
Stay at the Miami Lakes Hotel, play golf on Saturday, Sunday get the game and.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure, that's
that's
what
what I
happens, sure. Good going.
Oh, that's it. That's all.
I think that's the answer on that one. so.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. It's fun.
Do you guys want me to write a proposal on that video, on that specific video? Just to have it?
I think,
I think.
so
any
you
idea
think that would be
that-
its own video?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be as big. It's not a lot of coverage, it's not a lot, it's just mostly graphic and video, but I think it'll be great. It could be 30 seconds. So it's just to the point, like Dolphins here,
I mean, you
golf.
can probably incorporate that in kind of like that live, work, play kind of thing, you know?
Well-
We could,
Kinda
I
what
would,
you're saying.
yeah, I would incorporate it on the things to do, but I don't wanna put so much that you miss.
No,
everything.
No, but I
It's
don't
gotta
think you
be like-
should anyway,
yeah,
put that much
just-
emphasis
Just
on
the
it in the
visual,
first
yeah.
place,
I think if anything, I don't know if we need an entire video for it, but I think what we can do is on game days, when we post on game days, then we can reference that with the live, work, play video that you'll make.
I don't know, I think it would be a good idea to capture the audience now that the
Mhm.
Dolphins have this like hype going on behind them. And if there is something that we can do sooner rather than later regarding that specifically, I think it would be now, not.
Like
in the
Sports
new
Grill,
year.
Ale House.
Yeah, it's going on
Football
now.
games, yeah.
Like once it,
Only a couple
you know,
of days.
it's a reason to post because it's going on.
Mhm.
And it just kind of ties in what people are seeing and
Can't drop it in the summer.
celebrating.
So is
Pretty
this,
short
is this 30-second spot within the current budget or it would be in addition to? In addition to?
What are we
Yeah,
looking
but I
at?
don't have to shoot anything. I'm thinking, it's just mostly different, a little bit of edit.
Okay.
With the graphic, I like real estate. When you do real estate, you zoom out, you have especially properties, big properties where they have the layout and then it zooms out, you're like 5 miles from the
Yep.
airport. So something like that would be more like what I would have to do extra.
Uh-huh.
But shooting wise, I mean, I'm gonna get the hotel, I'm gonna get the golf cart. So, I mean, so. Yeah, I could probably do it for like an extra $200, no big deal. Yeah, so it's mostly graphics. If you guys wanna do it, your call.
Is there a way that it wouldn't be necessarily just solely the Dolphins? Because I mean, that's one thing that the stadium has done is really like a year-round like facility.
I will throw in the Martins for free because I'm already doing the graphics, so.
I mean, because there's the Marlins, there's Miami Open, which is up here, Formula One came, I
Yeah,
mean,
Grand
like
Prix.
there's,
Grand Prix.
I mean, there's a lot that never,
In MLS.
So how often do we get? I mean, the Heat's a good one, I guess, but
But the heat's not
Well, the heat
relevant to
makes
this,
sense.
to this
Yeah, right.
area,
Right.
yeah.
Close proximity.
Right, we're talking about, right, exactly,
Close
what's
proximity.
relevant here.
Mhm.
I think
the soccer.
I think maybe one that's like sports focused. I don't think the heat necessarily, because
Yeah, that's what- that's
it's
not
not,
relevant.
that's
Relevant
taking people away
graphical,
from here,
yeah.
right? That's promoting another part of town that we're not paying for.
Right.
But I think whatever's relevant here, right? Golf, tennis, Dolphins, what am I missing? Formula One,
Soccer.
soccer. So the things that are relevant to this part of town, I mean, if we wanna, if like,
Formula One, how's that for Olympics?
they shut down, like, what was it, Miami Gardens Drive? Like, it was right here, it was part of the racetrack. Yeah.
Oh, there was at the Hard Rock.
Right, it was at the Hard Rock, yeah.
Is that gonna be every year or is that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah. I thought it was just a
Big
test. and see what
Yeah,
happens.
no, it was like a big deal.
I heard it made a lot of
Yeah.
money,
I
so.
think the airport, Malacca Airport's key, because there's a lot of aviation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
So,
something we need.
For a lot of businesses.
It was a very close
Yeah.
separation.
so I think if we, you know, have like a sports themed, and then maybe, you know, you have some shots of, you know, game time at Ale House Sports Grill, like a lot of people don't realize we have a sports grill here, and that's like a huge thing for people, you know, in South Florida, that's like a huge attraction. So I think if we do like a sports theme focused one, that's like 30 seconds that we can drop, you know, on game days, every time that there's something sports related, we can remind people, you know, Miami Lakes is a hot spot to be close to these activities. I think for like $200-$300, I think that's a great deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do it, because it's just, I'm not shooting, I'm just mostly doing graphics. So yeah, you can have one for Dolphins, just specifically at Dolphins, 30 seconds, or soccer, and I won't charge extra, I think it's pretty cool.
I don't think it should be, I think, can we do a generic one? Can we do like a
You could,
sports
but
general
I'm not,
one?
it's not gonna cost you more.
Yeah,
No, that.
I
would
kind
be
of
cool.
want this to work.
yeah, you think?
Yes,
Yeah, because right now what's going on is the Dolphins thing. I know that then when the other things coming on, but what he's saying is he separates it, then when those things are coming on, then we could drop those.
That's true, because Formula One is in what
Yeah.
season?
Exactly, yeah.
It was like an April, wasn't it?
No,
Not only
it-
that,
It was
May,
the
April.
it was the
It
first.
was
And also the other
the
thing
first
is
week of May.
is the tennis. Remember, we got the tennis, you know,
Okay,
it's
okay.
now at Hard Rock.
Mhm.
And that's a big deal. It used to be called the Lifton Tennis Tournament. And so all of that is now located there. So that's very, very.
And
close.
the tennis tournament is when, more or less, what time of year?
March.
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 And
13th.
we've got the Dolphins now in the fall, and soccer,
Yeah.
soccer is what time of
I
year?
think that just ended.
That just ended, okay. Okay, so I mean, yeah, like, because we could easily edit that video, right, to be sports specific, depending on the
And the
season.
Heat games, for example, we just.
We're not gonna talk about the heat.
Based on this shit, but what I'm trying to say is that like, L House, it could be promoted, L House
Yes.
is covering the game, you know,
Yes.
stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, okay. So I will make a motion, to allocate $200, for Ghani Films to make an additional 30-second spot focused on sports, opportunities in Miami Lakes for the
And close
fall.
proximity to the
Mhm.
Miami Lakes. I'll second the
Second.
motion,
Since we're in the discussion now,
right?
is this included in the $3,000?
No, it's extra,
Okay.
the extra.
Okay.
Any further discussion?
So we have 2,100, and then what's left over is for marketing? Now the motion is another.
No, it was-
We
We
It was
voted
three-
last month
It was
on that.
$3,000.
So,
We,
yeah.
we voted, we passed last month. It's $3,000 total going to Ghani Films. 2,100 of it is just for video production. So then what's left over, which is 700, would go towards advertising of the videos. And now we're motioning to approve an additional 200 for the production of an additional 30-second spot. So production wise, it would be 3 1-minute videos and 1 30-second video.
137.
Does this
Oh.
need anything additional for the promotion?
No, he said $200, that was it, didn't he?
No, that's for me.
No, that's just for the production. I mean, I think really the promotion is gonna be a lot on us, you know, to post it, to share it, to get it on social.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
that's the geofencing
Yeah.
and that.
Yeah.
It's the 3 videos at 700 per,
Mhm.
opposed to 1 30-second, 200.
Correct.
So that's 2,300 total,
Correct,
and then the 700 rest.
for
will be
marketing, correct.
Okay.
Yep,
I just wanted-
Oh, let's not forget, the reason I went down on the cost is because I was gonna put my logo at the end, really quick.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty sure of that. That's why I wanted money to be, so it's a win-win for everyone.
yeah, absolutely.
I wanted that motion to be clear, so if you guys want to vote on it.
So
Alright.
we have motion, has not been amended, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
I'm gonna step out there.
No, go ahead.
Thank you.
No,
So then-
keep
you know what?
going.
I'm realizing that I have to really step forward, so I'm gonna send you an invoice tomorrow, and I gotta start on this because I think we push out the first video, then we'll get more people following us, then we can do all the sports things.
Yeah.
So I'll hurry up on that.
Thank you, guys.
Guys, have a
Thank
good
you.
day.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
recap from our October 22nd.
It was great. We had a house.
Yeah. we're
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I always like that spot. I just think it's, especially now the outside part.
Mhm.
Last time we had it inside.
It was
Last time we had
packed. You couldn't
outside,
even move.
But
Yeah.
it was nice.
It was nice outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a really nice turnout.
Yeah, we pushed on Eventbrite too and had a lot of people from outside of the town too. There's like a couple of people. Yeah,
There were
decent
people I
amount.
hadn't seen
Or- Yeah,
before.
exactly, a lot. We decided to try something a little different. Just throw it on Eventbrite because Eventbrite has like its own little marketing thing.
Yes.
And it had like 80 signups on Eventbrite. It was kind of crazy. Like, I don't think it was the whole 80 showed up,
No.
but it was definitely
A
a
lot of
decent
people.
amount of people that I had never
Yeah.
seen before. It was our little collective that's always
Yeah.
there. And
Do
then
you have
a lot of
access to
outside
those
stuff.
emails?
Thank you.
I do, yeah. I sent you the ones from before, remember? I sent
Yeah.
you all the
Was
previous
that
ones.
included?
I don't think so, no,
Okay.
we just did that, but I can send you those now. Yeah,
That'd be nice.
so,
It'd be good for them in January.
yeah.
That's why I was like, you like read my mind. I was like, thank you.
We'll definitely do that.
Further discussion from that? No? Okay, moving along. Chamber Expo,
Wow, good turnout.
great turnout.
Also-
Great turnout.
Yeah.
Great
Great
turnout.
turnout.
Awesome.
Great turnout. I have a
Fantastic.
question on the Chamber Expo. Maybe Miley, you can answer. Is there like, how do you guys assign table spots? Is it based on whenever the timing of when somebody makes their payment or categories or no?
This is the 22nd year that we held, so many people have a spot that they've always supported, and they say they want the same spot,
Yeah.
and that's what happens.
Okay, I just think for next year, so it's just as because a lot of us here belong to the many business organizations that are in town. It's really hard to man our table when it's like so far from the BNI table, so
Right.
far from, you know what I mean? So our table was kind of sad because it's hard to be in two places at once.
Right.
I don't know if for next year, if we can arrange to just have it like catty corner to the BNI table or catty corner to whatever, one of the major organizations that we represent, because it's hard to
You have to
keep it
team up.
stacked.
You have to team up. This is also the first time that the committees were there too. They had a
Mhm.
special,
We
Right,
never had it
special,
before.
special area too for them.
right,
So that's very important that you
Yeah.
team up way ahead of time.
Yeah.
Because they fly.
I think
This
it
time we
can
have
be
like
arranged.
35 tables. We got
So then-
35 tables.
so then by when does, so normally,
The month before.
Economic Development Committee makes a deposit for the table, like when, like super last minute?
Usually.
Okay, so we can't have that
We
happen.
can't have that happen.
So by when do we need
Like a
to
month
make
before.
a month
like a month
before?
before.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you pretty much have free reign.
Okay.
It's
A month
kinda
before.
Just you out there, select spots and then pretty much
month
everything's
before.
open.
Because I know we motioned to spend 275 on a table.
Correct.
And I don't know if you remember our conversation with Tico. The EDC, since we're nonprofit, you know, we're with the town, we don't have to pay for a table.
Mhm.
So, that's why it was sort of left last minute on our table, because I was like, is it taken care of, is it?
I mean, the
Free,
nonprofits,
is it-
from what I remember, I think it's just a cheaper table.
Discounts.
Yeah,
Right.
it's just a discount. It's
Yeah.
not, it's the restaurants, I get it, because it's like the trade for the food and all that.
yeah,
Okay.
But, yeah, so I think it's like, instead of, what is it, 275, I think it's 200 or 225, something like
I
that.
mean-
It's a little bit cheaper, that's why.
Yeah.
If the next year rolls around,
That's-
we'll figure it out.
I don't
There's a
think that's,
difference.
I don't think that, like, I don't think the dollar amount is a
Yeah,
concern.
right,
I think, but if we can get, maybe like Jonathan, if we can get it on a calendar, just so that we agenda it well in advance. So we can coordinate that, because it was challenging and
Yeah.
sad too,
Yeah,
the table was
sure.
empty.
Yeah, I wanna thank everyone that, because it was sort of, I brought the stuff.
Yeah,
Yes.
the tablecloth,
Yes, thank
and then
you.
it was sort of just rotating. I don't know how it went, because that was a very busy.
the
day.
turnout was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Well, I went for the setup, and I was there for maybe like an hour,
And the
Yeah.
food.
and the
Yeah.
food.
I know.
But
And the drinks.
yeah, it wasn't as planned as it could have been, I guess,
Yeah.
like we could have
From
managed.
what I know.
Yeah,
it's a-
and
it's
the other
discounted,
question I
right?
have is
I think so.
did we have any giveaway at our table? By the time I
Yes,
got there,
yes.
there was nothing.
Yeah, those things
There
are-
were,
We had-
Yeah, no, I know we were on.
We had stuff on it.
yeah, I just sort of brought everything that's under my
Okay.
desk. which
Can
is,
we-
Like folders and notepads. and-
Who's our provider of Miami Lakes cows? Because I think that's like
That
our,
is the best one.
I feel like that's like our big gimmick is our plush cow, our stress ball
Yes.
cow, and everybody was asking for those. and
For
we
the
didn't have
cows, the
any.
cows were,
Yeah.
had always been
Yeah.
a big
That's a
hit.
big hit.
It's a
always
big
a
hit,
big
we
hit.
didn't have any.
Where are they?
No,
I thought we had a.
We had ordered a
purchased lot.
bunch. I don't know where they are.
Yeah, we had, remember. about-
We bought like-
I know, of a-
Thousands of them.
I know. of a
Actually, trying to spend money one year. We were like, you know what? We knew
Yes,
like
we said
all these
we
events
had
were coming up, so we're like, let's
I
just order the
know-
cows.
I know of a box of cows, I didn't know that they were
EDC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're just.
It's
they're branded
us,
town
it's,
management.
it's,
Yes.
they're branded
People
town Miami
don't-
Lakes, but we're the ones that give them out. It's that, and it's the palm tree sticker that
Oh,
says
yeah.
growing beautifully.
Yes.
I think I had a
Those two
bunch of
things. We did have those, we did have those, but it's those two things that like we give out that we're known for.
Yeah.
But the cows, people like me reclamaron the cows, they were like,
I don't know,
"Where are the
everybody,
cows?"
yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
So,
That's good to
yes,
know.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we should start bringing them to all of our events, like
Yeah.
whenever
I
we
agree.
have, whenever we have a networking event, we bring, a box of cows and we have them at the table for the first people that check in. So, and I don't know if not the ones that we have now, but would it be kosher with the town if we can get them sub-labeled Economic Development Committee? Just to try and keep getting our name out there?
I don't think we can. I
So
mean, I'm
these
sure.
are
I
not the
can-
ones we have now, just we don't
The ones
have-
that we have, he says that we
No,
have
I
a
know what
box.
they- I know what they
You
are.
we have a box,
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't know where the
double check
rest
that.
are, but we have a current box, but I'm thinking the next time we order them, town of Miami Lakes, and I do some plans.
Like, okay, then-
Like, it was under,
Or is it- it's a one set of the-
Or like,
It'd be like a logo.
or like on the bottom of the cows.
Yeah, we were seeing it on the.
I would put the EDC logo.
Right, branded, like, I said. Yeah.
You know, they're like, what is it, $10,000 per cow?
So I'm not sure, that's why I won't.
Should've.
Oh, like the
Check it.
plaster, like the statue cows?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'll double check.
That's probably what it was.
I mean,
They sit for, but now they're.
Take pictures.
That's what I want.
Right, that's
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I'll double check, I'll double check.
Yes, okay, so
We have one
moving
story.
along.
We have one
Animal
story.
statue to its name,
I'm like, I know there's something I should be saying. Neil, help me. Point of order, I don't know.
Yeah.
And debate, okay, moving along. So for the Chamber Expo, that's fantastic, Romy, thank you for the feedback on our checklist. We definitely need to pull one together, and then it could be our event checklist that can be used for networking events and everything else in the future. So we get better, right? And the cows, we'll find out if there's a way to
Incorporate.
incorporate our info or not, or
If we can,
maybe,
if it's, who would we ask about that?
I don't know, maybe we put little ribbons around their necks. with our
I'll-
little
I'll-
thing on it, too.
Yeah, that's better.
I'll go through Claire, so,
Yeah.
because I'm sure.
Ask
her,
Only just
will-
in
I'm
addition
afraid it could be,
to the town of Miami Lakes, just tiny,
yeah,
if possible.
maybe put like a little tag on it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I know the stress falls, and so like, I don't know what to do.
The what?
I mean, we have the cows too, so
Yeah.
like, I don't know how you would add to them.
No, we wouldn't be able to add to the ones,
Yeah.
I'm just saying moving
In the
forward.
moving
Yeah,
forward,
moving forward.
okay.
If it's
okay,
okay,
now.
I mean, I think we,
Oh,
we,
absolutely.
I don't wanna brand them without, nobody got my phone.
I got it. I got it.
I don't wanna brand them without permission,
Yeah,
you
but
know?
Robert did
I
it.
got it.
Yeah, he said it first.
He said it
missed that
first,
one again.
Oh,
Because of no
okay.
credit, no
Sorry,
credit.
guys.
That's right.
Jinx. Now you
Okay,
try it,
so-
Robert.
Moving on to new business, BTR list, I apologize, I failed to ask Danny last week for the list, we will email that out. I apologize, it was a crazy week last week. So, that will be sent out. Did anyone have any success with reaching out to the businesses from the previous month?
Got a lot of voicemails.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of it.
All right, okay, but you know, that's okay.
But we left them, I left
We
them
left
messages.
messages and that's
Leave a
fine.
message and they know that we're trying to reach them.
Yeah.
Exactly, and then when you do run into them, that you know, they actually heard from us. So, okay, so moving along, organic groceries, so it's been, we talked about this over and over. In order to close out the business, it's been suggested to create a form letter that we can mail to all of the grocers that were suggested.
Great.
And so we were getting clarification on how to write it. So I think, can you catch up with her?
Yeah, it's really just a form letter from the EDC, inviting these grocers to, visit Miami Lakes.
Check us out.
Check us out. And that would, because the manager wants the issue closed.
Yeah.
Because it's been open since February, organic grocers.
What issue?
Like, in That's like the fancy way of saying it, the topic, like the council.
Well, and we,
Are you
yes,
saying that
sir.
he wanted to be presented to the council?
Yeah, they think it would be appropriate to, address this.
By
organic
sending an
grocers.
actual letter to
By
these
sending-
grocers to invite them to
Okay.
Miami Lakes.
Yeah.
Right.
Even though we know we
There's-
don't
But
have
this
any
is-
spots
There's
for
a
them.
push.
But
There's
this
a
is
big
direction coming from where?
From everywhere.
Well,
Let me
the
get to the-
technically
let me
The
get
from
to
town
our mayor.
manager? Okay, from mayor.
Remember, it's from our
Let me
mayor.
get to the broad thing. I think we want to bring.
Yes.
Some
We know, but we don't have a
organic-
location for
Well,
that,
yeah,
which
we don't have a
which is
location,
why I
but
thought
still-
the issue
but-
was closed.
Right.
No, but they still want
They
Right,
still would like.
to see
to
where they
invite.
can squeeze it in.
Okay.
Require a zoning change.
That's what's going on. That's what's going on.
Right.
They want to see if they can squeeze it in somehow,
Okay.
somewhere.
I mean, it's
So you
fine,
have-
we'll write a letter.
So you
that's
have,
perfectly
so you have
fine.
food to
I
table.
just
Food to
wanted
table.
to understand where the request was coming from.
It's been around,
Okay,
it's a city request, town request,
got it.
from citizens, and town members, people, everybody else.
There's nothing worse, like even in our industry, we're doing loans. Oh, let me apply it. Well, we stopped doing loans, so it's kind of where,
Well, in the,
if somebody answers, yes, I'm interested, what do you steer them to?
Yeah.
Oh, we just wanted to talk to you.
It's a-
I
there's-
think we need to be serious about the topic. I agree with it.
I mean, this was good for a tour of Miami Lakes
Right.
and to interest, but I mean, the reality is they work with brokers and,
Right.
that's really
Right.
how
Who was it?
these transactions work.
Food
So,
to table, Whole Foods,
right.
Yeah,
Trader
Myron's,
Joe's.
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's.
Mhm.
Yeah, so as far as writing the letter, if it's
Fresh market.
okay,
Oh, and a new one.
I'll write a letter on behalf
Fresh
of the
Market, there's a new one
EDC.
Sure, I can help you if you want, right?
That would
The one
be
in the Grove-
wonderful.
The one in Grove is really good.
So.
I think the- I think-
It's really
Yes.
just,
Okay, so we'll just
Yeah.
as
move
long
forward
as
and we'll
if
send it.
everyone's okay with you.
Yeah.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am. Sir.
are we saying we're going to write a letter from this committee,
Correct.
economic development, recommending to the town?
No,
To the actual brochure.
To the grocers.
Okay,
It's sort of,
I think it's more of a marketing pitch, to be honest.
okay, that's marketing to them.
yeah,
But don't you think that we need to send something to the town manager
Which,
as a
as a
committee?
follow-up.
Saying to the elected officials of the town of Miami Lakes, Economic Development Committee is recommending that we pursue all options to bring a whole food restaurant, not restaurant, a whole food grocery store, a grocery to Miami Lakes. And at least that's out there.
Do we have?
Well,
that?
I think,
Organic. Okay.
Well, so Neil, so the us sending a letter is not our idea, it's the town asking us to do so on the town's behalf. So we're
The town
asking,
has already.
yes, they're
asked.
asking
Right,
us
they're
to do
asking
so,
us.
Okay.
so we're fulfilling a request that they're
Request
asking of
already
us,
made.
yeah.
All right. I withdraw.
Yeah. Like, yeah, they want us to.
Oh, yeah, that's good, yeah.
Okay. All right, so moving along, the status of the Best of Miami Lakes. So I believe we have winners of the Small Business Saturday Awareness Campaign. I think they're just finalizing them to make sure that they are in compliance with Town of Miami Lakes with their BTRs and all that great stuff. And I believe Jonathan will explain next steps of what's gonna happen.
Right, so we have our winners, it's more so just seeing that they have their BTRs, ordering the stickers for them, for the winners and the nominees. I don't know if I should say it, who the winners are,
Probably not.
Well, no, it's being
Probably not.
aired, right?
It'll
It's
be
being aired, so no.
and we're saving that for.
Yeah,
no,
the reveal.
It's a lead up to Small Business Saturday, so,
Small business.
but-
Correct.
I mean, I guess my answer is general, like it's being taken care of.
Yeah, so.
It's so,
Yeah, so it's gonna be
Yeah.
publicly announced if possible, if we could get emailed prior to the
Yeah,
announcement,
yeah.
so we are in the know. And then if you need any assistance with delivering the stickers, I'm sure members of the EDC would be more than happy to
Yeah.
tag along or
Absolutely.
do on behalf,
Yeah.
to congratulate.
And I know, it's sort of, we're gonna put out a press release, post on social media. I know, was last year they did a presentation in a
George,
council meeting?
George, do you
Was that okay?
remember? You did a video,
Yeah.
I
correct?
did the video actually here in front of my home.
Right,
Okay, so I mean,
Actually filmed it.
basically everything we can do to
to highlight.
Another great highlight.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, either 2 years ago, we did, when we first, I think we started, it's been going on for about 3 or 4 years now. But the first time that we did it, remember we got some kind of plaque that they could put in the window
Yes.
so that every customer who
Would
came
know,
in
right.
would know this is
Mhm.
one of the best
So-
restaurants or whatever. So
Yeah,
are
so-
we doing that again? Do we still have that?
So what they do is now is stickers that go in the door frame. So like when you open the door, it'll say either
That's
best of my lakes winner or
Okay.
finalists, which is actually a nice thing too. So
Right.
before it was only those that had won
Wow.
got recognized, and this way it allows individual businesses
Everybody was on
that
the-
necessarily
Okay.
didn't win,
Yeah.
but were finalists, which is, to be honest, that's, you
A big deal.
know, a big deal too.
Excuse
Right,
me,
okay.
since I'm brand new. My name is Renee Gonzalez and I've been in the town for over 25 years and I just wanted to get a little more involved. And as far as that, is that something that goes on every year?
Yes,
Part of
the
my
best-
ignorance.
No,
I'm
it's
totally
okay.
brand new.
Yes.
yeah, so the best of Miami Lakes, it started probably like 5 or 6 years ago. I don't know, it was my baby. I was very,
Oh, yay.
yeah, I'm very like, but it's kind of been taken away from me, so I'm always like, what's going on? We used to actually make the announcement at the Festival of Lights, which was on Small Business Saturday, and we actually had the owners or whoever representatives there, and we gave them plaques at the time and everything
Which is
else.
next Saturday too, though.
Well, actually, Festival of Lights is this Saturday.
This Saturday, this Saturday.
Correct.
Yeah,
We
coming
always
up,
did.
You
coming up,
have the
coming up.
small business Saturdays every year.
So
That's
Small
awesome.
Business Saturday
Okay.
is a campaign that started out of American Express. And, you know, it was to kind of counter the Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And it was to create awareness for those small businesses that really fuel communities, you know, and the town of Miami Lakes has a lot of small businesses. Many of the people that will work, have these businesses actually live here as well. Many generations, second generation, third generation kind of businesses as well. And so this, I had the idea because the New Times does the best of Miami.
Yes.
And I thought it was a way to spotlight our local businesses because, and create awareness for the Northwest.
So then the best of Miami Lakes will be announced in that.
So it will be announced.
It'll be announced on the
Next.
21st.
on the
No, I mean,
21st.
so it doesn't come out of there, it's announced there. So the best of Miami Lakes, when does that happen?
It was
It's
a
a
poll.
poll.
It's already
Yeah,
happened. It
it's-
was an
No, no,
online.
that's fine,
Well,
but
it was
it's,
a-
that's why my question was, is this every year?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
And
a,
more or
it's
less
a
around the
public,
same time?
Yes,
right.
yes,
this time of year leading up to Small
yes.
Business Saturday, we run
Okay.
polls, people nominate, and then once we sort of have an idea of which businesses people are, you know, like the top 5 businesses per industry.
Yeah.
People vote among those, and then we sort of get a winner from each.
And we get that out of the website.
The website, the
web-
Laker, online.
Social media.
Social media, that's the biggest one that we know.
Madam Chair,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
would you please have this lady to identify herself? Should have been on public comments. You said you just
Yes.
wanted to come in to observe. Is that correct?
No, honestly, what happened was when it was, voting time now, I mean, obviously, I was gonna vote, and I thought I had an idea based on whatever people told me about each of the candidates, and instead it was like too crowded for me to do it, like on early ones. So I said, you know what, let me take some time and instead of going for whatever I hear from people, let me just get a little involved in who the candidates are, and you know, and the exposure of the optimistic part, and everything. So I started reading, I said, my God, I feel awful. I've been here for 25 plus years. I mean, I do life here every single day of my life. And I am not aware of any of these things that I was reading and seeing. So I said, you know what? It's gonna be my mission that I wanna start getting involved more. And that's why, you know, I went down the committees and I made a list of the ones, you know, that really, you know,
Awesome.
I'm interested in, and, you know, and this was one of the first meetings, and I said, okay, let me go, because they said that I needed to be present in 2 in order to become part of any, so that's why I said, okay, let me go, and this one was one of the committees that really interested me.
Okay, your first name is?
Yes.
Uniet.
Uniet.
Uniet, Y-U-N-I-E-T-T,
Y-U-N-I.
N-I-E-T-T, when you first hear, you think it's hard, but that's all. Uniet.
I like John better than Mary.
Okay.
Did you have any interest in applying to any committees?
Yes, but as I said, that it was
You wanted
mentioned to
to-
me that that I had to be present in at least 2 meetings in order for me to be part of any, so.
Awesome.
Gonzalez. right?
Gonzalez.
I got that. I got
Thank you.
So, yeah, it's the small business, the best way, excuse me, it's all sort of being taken care of. We'll see if we can coordinate another video or after it's announced, how we're gonna present that to council.
And we're good to promote that all over the chamber too, right? And share that, all that kind of
Yes,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, right. Cool.
I have a quick question, sorry for my ignorance, but who like is responsible for posting on the socials that we contribute to? Like who runs that?
What do you mean that you contribute to?
Like
Town of
like
Miami Lakes?
it, so who runs Town of Miami Lakes? Do you run it or?
No.
Okay, perfect. Like, would it be not within our reach to help post on there as members, or we have to run everything through you? Yeah,
That's one person.
Yeah, I
Contact
mean,
point.
Yeah.
there's sort of a, I guess I have the discretion,
Okay.
in terms of, the tone,
Mhm.
the who's it from. I wouldn't be opposed to, I mean, this is the EDC's baby.
yeah.
I mean, it's your baby.
Yeah,
Through the
that's
EDC, so, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to, contributions. I mean, it is a communal effort in that regard. So
Okay.
I wouldn't be-
So what would be like our guidelines in terms of if we wanted to send Jonathan some content or like a suggested post or something like that?
I would probably go through Claire's home, because she is my.
Yeah, the town has a set of brand guidelines, like we've used it a
Yeah.
lot when we have to do print material or just anything for the town, like website stuff too. And it's like a general brand guideline to follow, like the fonts, the colors, the
Not
shapes.
that, I'm
Like
talking about
this.
like Instagram. There's no
Yeah.
brand guidelines on
Yeah.
Instagram. It's just.
Well, there's like
content.
some general,
So,
but-
Yeah.
yeah, so right now, I think the way we direct it to
Mhm.
local businesses is actually to send it through the Shop Miami Lakes. Like, there's an actual email,
Yeah.
correct?
Okay.
I believe so.
That filters those kind of inquiries and things. So, or
Okay.
at least that's what I tell new businesses that open up that are on Fair Companies properties. I encourage them to send promotions and, events and activities to the, I don't know if by heart, sorry, I have it in a document. But it's like the Shop Miami Lakes. There's an actual.
Do you have? like
Okay.
a-
I'm just curious because like, for example, like for best of, you know what I mean? Like how we thought about like what we're gonna put out there, the just general questions. I
Well,
really didn't know how.
For
it was
me,
like.
it would be, if I can sort of shed some light on the psyche of posting for the
Mhm.
town, it's, if we have several businesses that getting pictures of their owners, getting pictures of the business, and so that's something, Jacob and I, he's a communications and community affairs specialist.
Okay,
He takes great photos. Him and I sort of collaborate on how we want to tell this story. And this story would be the best Miami Lakes. So it's,
Mhm.
storefronts, owners, people, being in the cafes or in the restaurants. And that is a per channel
Sure.
approach. So that's more like an Instagram, Facebook, it's more of a straight up announcement. One press releases, there's coming.
Yeah.
There's a lot of play, so.
just like something that I noticed is none of our events are on our Instagram, like our Cancun Grill that we just had, like, we're not. I think we could use it more to push out. I mean, yes, I think we're doing actually a really good job on Miami Lakes lifestyle through the, like, I mostly just use Instagram. I think we're doing a great job on the lifestyle. Like, there's a lot of business grand openings, there's a lot of what happens in our town meetings. There's a lot of kids and events, but like, amazingly enough, we're not highlighted at all as much. There's a lot of business grand openings, so you see that, yes, there's business conducted in the town, but as far as attracting and kind of bringing people together, I don't think we do a lot of that on here.
Well, that, for Instagram specifically, a lot of
Mhm.
our event promotion is either, highlighting an event and then using that to promote an upcoming one. So,
Okay.
if we have, beautiful pictures of, seniors at being a luncheon, that's a very simple way to say, hey, this is, an event that took place, the next one is taking place here.
Mhm.
But the more, and I saw you going back,
Yeah.
we saw all those flyers, we're moving away from that, because that's not really
Yay.
what.
It
That's not really what
doesn't tell a
Instagram
story,
is
right?
for.
Yeah,
But we do put flyers on our story, that's a
Mhm.
more,
yeah, that's
people are
appropriate,
seeing
yeah.
that, people love stories.
Yeah, that fits.
They
Yeah.
put an event flyer, upcoming event, we have, highlight on Instagram, which is basically a collection of stories.
Mhm.
Those are where those flyers
The
go. So-
highlights are great,
So
yeah.
we do try to balance specifically Instagram towards a more lifestyle.
Cool.
And then we use our, town website's calendar or the Facebook event, because they have their own event, system program into Facebook. It's like a one-stop shop,
Yeah.
all our events that are upcoming, so. They do get pushed out, I think there's a lot of,
Yeah.
there's a lot of intent that it takes with making sure each platform is taken care of
Mhm.
appropriately though, so.
Romy, what do you think you'd like to see more of?
I think our events, like,
That
I know.
stay there as a history.
Right, that's stay there to
Not
show,
just as like a
right, I mean, I think the flyers and the reminders on stories is the best way to do it. I hate seeing a thing full of static flyers.
No, yeah, 'cause
But
we-
I think,
We don't want people
Yeah.
to be turned off by it.
Of course,
But we
yeah.
wanna
but I think, like some,
catalog these events.
right, but
appropriately.
I think like, every now and then, I'm not saying every single month, but I'm saying every now and then, like a post of like, the networking events that we put on, that the town, is actively
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
bring people into. I think it's important to tell that story.
On,
so.
on Instagram specifically,
I think across all of our socials.
When you post on
Yeah.
Instagram, it doesn't post over to Facebook?
They're not, I mean,
You don't wanna
I
do
appreciate
that.
the fact that they're not doing that, because
Yeah.
then you don't get the same messaging.
Yeah,
so
I get that.
the event promotion, again, it does exist on other platforms, Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah.
Are essentially the same thing when you talk about, there's an event on this date, on this time, at this
Mhm.
location.
but that doesn't stay there.
Where?
Like it's not part of the history of the pictures that we're seeing.
It is on Facebook,
Yeah, but not on Instagram.
but not on Instagram.
No, because we don't post on our timeline. We do post event promotions on our story that we essentially pin to our page.
Right.
That, when an event is a month away, it'll be stuck there at the top of our story highlights. And this is all very like technical terms. I
Yeah.
hope I'm not losing anyone.
This half of the room has tuned out. No.
But
Neil's Googling Instagram right now.
yeah, I think there is more of an effort to
Yes.
catalog.
The only thing I'm
Oh,
saying
sorry,
is
you're
like, if we go, okay, the reason why I'm like digging into Instagram right now is because Instagram, I think it's it's arguably, I think, the platform that most people like 30 to like 40 something use.
Yeah, yeah.
So, right, Matthew? Yes,
Well,
okay.
not only
So if you,
I go to Twitter.
so, the 30 to 40 something, Rudy uses Twitter, go Rudy. So the 30 to 40 something year old demographic is really the one that I think is probably the one that's gonna watch most of the videos that we put out there, act on most of the engagement that we put
Yeah,
out
and
there,
it's-
show up to the networking events. So I'm just saying, if you go on Instagram and it's not on your story, which disappears within 24 hours, there's zero record that we host networking events.
That's right.
There, you know what I mean? There's like, so,
That's why, well,
yeah.
that's
Other
why
than the
I
flyers.
I pin those stories to
I
our
know, but nobody
events.
does that.
I know. Just do like a recap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
You
just
can
don't
even
wanna
steal
feel
our
like the
recap
redhead
posts.
stepchild.
Don't we have
Just
like a
saying, we
page
work
for
so
that?
hard, we make you work so hard, Jonathan, you
Yeah,
should
yeah.
commemorate your work.
We bounce between the two.
Yeah.
Don't we have like in the main page
Yeah.
for the
Right.
town, like
Yeah.
a section for that, for it?
Oh,
Where we
no,
keep a
we're all
record of
over
all the-
Facebook, we're all over Facebook, and that's where this side of the room gets their information.
Facebook's just more conducive to
Yes.
events,
Yeah.
because it has the platform, like.
But yeah,
Instagram just
the
doesn't have it.
highlights on Instagram.
But it's
is
good
exactly
for
what we
Yeah.
do. It's more so,
Yeah.
can I get Jacob to go to a networking event, take
Yeah.
pictures?
Mhm.
Can we cross post from other?
Yeah.
Or that's what,
websites?
but that's
Can
why
we-
I was asking, like,
Yeah,
could
yeah,
we
yeah.
go live from
No,
one
that's
of
what I-
our
yeah, yeah,
events? You know what I mean?
That's what I-
Like, would that be allowed? That's
Yeah.
why, because we can't expect Jonathan
Yeah,
to
why
be at
not?
every event, but we're there.
I see-
So you get what I'm saying?
I see
That's
the
where,
point.
that's where I was coming from.
I think those are good ideas.
So.
I think they're good ideas. I don't know if the town would be.
That's what I'm asking.
I mean,
So.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't care to ask questions
Yeah,
to my higher ups, I guess. I don't care to look dumb. I'll ask those. I
Yeah.
think that's a great.
just
I mean,
asking
maybe not straightforward, can I
procedurally,
give them the password?
right?
But,
Yeah, procedurally,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
like,
I don't think that's a very good idea.
because the more
Okay.
events we make you
Live?
come to, the more
no,
overtime,
like,
you
give
know, the
other
town
people
pays you,
half
and that's
and
the
let us
whole
know.
other
That's
set of
never a good idea.
circumstances. If we're already there procedurally,
Right.
How
would
can
we be
we-
allowed, or how can we, contribute
make
to
that
this,
kind of stuff happen.
to further,
I think there
right,
was,
what we're doing?
there was, And I don't want to drag it on too long, but
Yeah.
I think, what I did ask Clarissa was, what if each committee had their own Instagram?
Oh.
That would be.
They could post their
That's
own
interesting.
flyers, they could post their own highlights.
That's.
But that's an issue because since they're part of the town, it also has to be archived, and that's too many accounts archived.
Gotta be some kind of control.
We're looking
Okay,
at,
they're not gonna let people
No.
post
No, no, no.
anybody to
I
put.
mean, I think the way you guys are doing it, fine, we just gotta do more of the recaps, and like, so that way it stays on the Instagram. Instagram's more of an after the event, and look at what we've done, look at our experiences. Facebook is a little bit more conducive to like, let's set things up, here's an event, like when people
Correct.
did the, random events, like Raid Area 51, and people would put
Right.
that there, and
Right.
people sign up to it and things like that.
All right,
You know what I mean? But on Instagram, you just can't. Instagram's more of, like, here's the experiences that we've had.
right.
You know what I mean? And that I agree with you guys that we definitely could just include that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just like, cause, and like I said, you can literally steal the recap post that we do from the chamber and do a little repost from Miami Lakes Chamber or whatever. And that's right there. That's the little recap post. You know what I mean?
And
With like the
maybe-
10 or so
And
photos.
maybe from time to time, Jacob can come to an event and he can go live. But
Yeah,
I
that
think, I definitely don't think that it's gonna be a key that the town's gonna give anybody to do that because I think that's very
No.
dangerous. and-
I think it's more in the sense that since we're doing, like, I'm just using the chamber as an example, since we have all the photos and all that kind of stuff. And we kind of send it to you guys, or we send it to like, what was it, Linda from the Laker? And we can start sending it to,
Yeah.
Jacob too, and that way, here's
That'd be great.
50 photos from the event that just happened. If you want to take any of them for your social and do your own recap, go for it. We're gonna post ours. If you want to use ours, go for it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just to keep up the whole, us
Give a
all
photo,
working
yes.
together. Yeah,
I don't think that's a problem.
Yeah.
yeah, that way, yeah.
I think that's.
That way it keeps it all under one roof, because that's what we are all anyways, all under one thing. We're all Miami Lakes.
Um, just to close out small business area, the one thing I wanted to mention is our MiamiLakesBiz.net, we should be, and I don't think we are, updating our highlighted businesses, which is on that homepage. And the intent was to spotlight every month the different winners of the Small Business Saturday. So if we can make sure that that happens moving forward. I just wanted to, so I think Specialty Smiles has been there all year.
Oh, lucky them.
I'm sure.
I'm sure they have no problem with that.
But I think also the same way that we do that, even when we do our newsletters, that there is a business spotlight. Maybe that can also be rotated and
Yeah.
included within that.
Oh, that's cool.
I like that.
So for the business newsletter, you mean the business executive
Yeah.
spotlight,
Mhm.
to do a business spotlight?
No,
itself?
like included in
include it
that,
Oh, in biz.net?
yeah.
Okay.
Moving along, future networking events, I believe we talked January, right?
Mhm.
Start, so, anyone had any conversations like that? Has the chamber or BNI or anyone, like, when do you guys normally select? I'm concerned we're
Well,
not
our
gonna
meeting
have-
is tomorrow. That's why. So usually like
Okay.
after the luncheon or whatever, we kind of get
Gotcha.
together and discuss it. I remember one of the previous meetings, didn't we talk about montaditos? Didn't somebody bring that up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
like
previous
those-
one we did.
Yeah.
The name came
But-
out,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I don't know. if- I don't
Oh,
know
it
if
was
we
when
were
we were
reached
trying to
out.
spend the money.
Yeah,
We were trying to
exactly.
finalize the
I
budget for
remember
this
somebody
year.
was
Yeah.
interested in
I don't
that,
think
so we can
we were like,
kinda
hold
ask
on,
them like
No
that.
more.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever reached out. to
No, we
anybody
never
else,
did, no.
Right?
We don't.
Does anybody have a contact there?
Not that I know of. That's why I just brought it up again since I remembered, but.
I know somebody in PNI has a contact there because we did an event there a few months ago, so I can ask them.
Yeah, cool, yeah,
and
because that
reach
might be
out.
a good one. Just
Okay.
try something
Do
new.
we have a date that we wanna, well, our regular, right, our Wednesday?
Would be
We do the,
January?
what do we
The
do?
13th
The
is
13th?
the chamber luncheon, I know that.
Okay, the 13th is a chamber luncheon.
So it'd be fun.
The
Yeah.
13th, that's of January, that's a Friday.
Mhm.
No, that's not right.
Or is it
Yeah,
the
this is
11th,
Friday.
right?
It's a Friday.
Yeah.
That's a Friday,
So
yeah.
it's the,
Friday's not a good
It's
day.
the
to go
11th,
there.
I'm
No, 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 no,
sorry.
no.
The
You
11th,
got
the
the-
11th.
you got the date wrong.
The
Okay, so the
11th.
11th is chambers.
The 11th is
So do we wanna do,
chamber.
and then the 16th is our meeting, correct?
I'm sorry?
The January 16th is our meeting, is our
No.
January meeting?
No, that's
No.
Monday.
That-
Oh,
that's
sorry, the
17th.
Tuesday,
Tuesday.
the Tuesday,
16th is, Martin Luther King Day.
17th would be the Tuesday.
right.
And
So,
then
Would we do it on the 18th or the 25th?
The 19th? What's on the 19th?
That's a Thursday, there's nothing on the 19th.
Mhm.
So,
That's a good day to hold.
but we
a-
normally do our things on Wednesdays, we're Wednesday events.
I mean, it doesn't mean.
I mean, do we wanna
day.
change it up to Thursdays? I don't know, because we usually promote, you know,
I
on
mean,
the
the
first
reason,
Wednesday.
at
of-
least we would do it all, a lot, like, try to get to do it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, because we always do a restaurant local here in Miami Lakes, and that's always where they struggled. And like,
Right.
you know, fill
Oh,
things
yeah,
up in
that's-
lunchtime,
Right.
because it's Monday or Tuesday.
But if you do it
So,
on a Wednesday, I don't think Montecito's is the right place, 'cause I think that's when they have their dollar.
Yeah,
that's when they have their dollar, yep, you're right.
Good call, good call on that.
So that's, they're gonna be packed that day.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I mean, we could
Or it
do.
might not even be that.
We
anyways.
could,
It
we
might
could
even
do
be one of
montaditos
those.
if we pick a different day. I'm sure that they'd be happy to have us either on a Tuesday or maybe even on a Monday. We could do Tuesday, the 24th of January, or if we want to consider somewhere else. We haven't done, or no, did we do it? Yeah, we did one at La Straga, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
well, we did the
grand
ribbon
opening.
cutting.
We did the ribbon,
Yeah,
yeah.
the big ribbon
We
cutting.
did the ribbon cutting, but we
What
didn't
was
do
the-
an event,
No.
right?
Which one, the new one,
We
the,
were supposed to, and we kept pushing it and pushing it.
I'm actually not
pushing it,
sure,
and
I don't know when, I'm not sure when
Right.
it'll be, maybe, yeah.
Which one?
Rufino's new place, the Cafe La Trova, right? That's what it's called?
Oh my God.
Is that gonna be open?
That might be open,
By January.
yeah, I mean, Rufino's usually
Okay.
get a hold of, we can ask them,
Okay, I mean, I think that'd be great. It's a new place in
Yeah.
town. I think it'd be
Yes,
awesome.
that would be
Yeah.
awesome.
that could be
Yeah.
cool.
So maybe, so do we want to do Wednesday, the 18th or Wednesday, the 25th? The only thing is that if we do it on the 18th, it's back to back. We have this on Tuesday and then the event on the 18th,
I would recommend we consider the 25th.
25th.
Mhm.
Buy them more time
And
to.
that gives
Plus
us a little
it's,
more
yeah,
time.
for those that might be off that week. of travel, you know.
It'll take a week
So
to
the
get
week-
back into the rhythm.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so January
Then more.
25th, we're
And
gonna reach out to, who will reach out?
So which one?
Rufino.
Rufino.
Oh, Rufino?
I mean, I can reach out to him through Fred or Tigo,
Yeah,
anyone, yeah, should be easy enough.
Okay, let's see if
Alright,
that's
so-
I'll ask him, yeah, if he's ready, what was it again, January?
January 25th,
25th,
5:30.
cool, I'll
What's
see
the name
if
of
he's
it?
ready.
What's the name of the restaurant gonna be again? I forgot.
Cafe La Trova?
La
No,
Trova.
that's the
Is
one
that
that
what-
already
But
But
it's-
it's,
exists.
That's one
but
that
it's
exists?
something.
What is
kind of
it,
like-
the,
I have
No,
it
no,
here.
I have it.
Right, La Trova is the famous
Cafe,
one.
Oh, my
Cafe,
bad.
Vida,
No.
uh,
It's similar.
Cafe.
I have it on Instagram.
Do we,
Oh,
for,
already?
from a
Yeah.
budget perspective, we,
For the,
For the
is this for the
meeting,
for
networking?
the networking.
the
event in
meeting,
January?
the meeting that we had to spend all the money in September, we put 600 to Cancun and
Right.
400
Mi
to January.
Which
Vitrola.
one?
Vitrola.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, there we go.
Vitrola.
Mi
Vitrola.
Vitrola.
Mi
Vitrola.
Vitrola.
So we have,
So we've already allocated $400 for that, so maybe if we partner with the United Chamber.
Mhm.
Oh.
And mine?
We have a meeting on Thursday.
Yeah.
and I'll-
Yeah, and ours is tomorrow.
Am I? And then
Okay.
separate, VITROLA.
OLA.
Vitrola, like the musical instrument.
Right, got it.
Yeah.
So if we have to make any adjustments, we can in January,
yeah,
right? Right?
Yeah, we'll have a week before.
Right,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
but we
Okay.
do know we've already committed 400 to it.
Got it.
Tentative for the
Well, that's the
25th.
chamber tomorrow.
Okay, so that's great moving forward. Any further?
Is it open, Jessica, or or do you know if it's gonna open?
It's coming
See what
soon.
they
I think
said.
it's coming soon.
It still says coming soon on there.
Yeah, but I was hearing something
It's
about
on
like
Main Street?
chatter about December.
No,
like,
it's where
No.
Silver Spoon used to be, in the, next
Where?
to Latin America in the corner.
Right, of course. Oh.
You know where Oregano's is? Like next to
Next to
Oregano's.
Well, the cigar place. The old cigar place.
Yeah.
Quite a big one.
Yes,
Yeah,
by the big
Einstein.
behind it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in that shop.
Einstein.
Einstein.
All right,
And
so our webinars, we talked about doing them starting in January. I'd love to have a little subcommittee that could take it and run with it.
I can help.
What will be the topic that will,
So,
that will be presented?
yeah, so I think if we could have a subcommittee that could, which subject do we want to start with? I
Well, we
guess is
have
the
them,
right-
we have
I
them
know.
already in.
And you're one
order,
of
I
them.
think. Yeah, yes, and I am one of them. And so is Matthew.
Right.
And so is Jose, so.
Well, Jose's our contact for Melissa.
Oh, for Melissa,
And
sorry.
Melissa, for Melissa Caballero.
So
Okay.
these were our four. Come January, what would we want to start the year?
So
off? What makes sense?
I actually think, I think, okay, so I know the accountant very well, so yeah, a lot of people. So you tell me, if we put him to do a podcast on how to start a business, it's not gonna be about how to start a business. it's gonna be about accounting for how to start a business,
Okay,
so.
It's gotta be really,
Yeah.
really early in January because, I mean, tax season starts.
Correct, right, and that's
Okay,
the other
so that
thing,
is
and
the
that's
other
the other
thing.
thing, is when we originally put him on the slot, like, he, right.
We were
I
talking
don't
about
think,
September.
I mean, we can ask him, but I don't think he'd be very fond of stopping what he's doing, because he doesn't stop what he's doing for most people.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't think having a CPA is a bad idea. We can ask him as our top selection, but I don't know if we're gonna get
This is just, no
Yeah.
specific order.
I actually think how to start a business would actually be not a bad topic for Melissa Caballero Alton, because it requires a lot of documentation, which is what she specializes in. I mean, really, accounting is a different topic altogether.
Right.
So I think how to start a business, small business, legal issues, like, I think those are like, I mean, we gave her here like 15 topics. I think how to start a business and, like.
These were all things she came up with.
Yeah. Okay, I think how to start a business / like, the initial paperwork, like kicking off a business and maybe protecting an idea for a business.
Right.
I think that would be like a good topic for her. After that, we can look to see if somebody in the accounting community, I'm sure we can find somebody that'd
Not
be willing.
later on tax season, it's
Yeah.
gonna be worst.
Well, I mean, they can record it in January. It doesn't mean that we air it until it's time. You understand what I'm saying? So they can record it in January.
So are we talking about doing like a webinar, or are we doing in person? Like, we've had multiple conversations about doing it,
okay.
tag teaming to a networking
Yeah,
event. or
right.
not.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah, well, if I remember correctly, at our previous meeting, I think Steve Greenlow brought that up about having a webinar as part of the networking event.
Well, I think it was more of like that, like a conversation, like a presentation.
A presentation,
Yes.
yeah. So that would inspire people to want to come and
Something
be more
different.
than
I
just.
just think that if we're gonna do some type of presentation
Mm-hmm.
as part of a networking event, that can't be held at one of these restaurants, like, because
No.
Yeah, it's too loud.
it won't be able to hear.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It won't work.
logistically.
It has to be either a local business that will sponsor, that will host us. Like Steve's branch right there, Miami Lake should be an ideal situation, or Jessica's branch right here, like,
Or the university.
or the
One of the
university.
universities.
Oh,
And
yeah, that's right.
Or the hotel.
the hotel might be another viable option. So it would have to be something
It
like
has
that.
to be.
It can't be a venue where people are going to like a happy hour. Like you can't have a kind of like a split crowd, because then nobody's gonna hear the presenter.
It doesn't work, it's too
So-
It doesn't
loud.
work, it's too loud.
So, okay,
Distracted.
so I think what Jose's saying about, so I think we need to decide if we want to do it in person.
Right.
Or if we want to do a webinar, like a
Correct.
Zoom or
Right.
something like that. I'm fine with either. I will say, a few years ago, before COVID, I hosted an in-person workshop
Mhm.
for a different town chamber. And it was in the new year, and it was, like getting your business on payroll, things like that, like legitimizing your business, and a lot of people came to that, because a lot of people want to do that in the new year. So I think if we want to take the opportunity to do like a seminar, like an in-person seminar, or again, if we would prefer to do Zoom, I think if we approach it from that aspect, that would be smart.
What's also the cost?
Right,
Is-
I mean, the Zoom is free, you
Zoom is
know,
free?
yeah.
Well, yeah.
Zoom is free, I think, I mean, no, I don't know, whatever you guys wanna do.
I don't mind either one of them.
I think, just to hash out the topics, I would change accounting to like, if we could have someone in the accounting community, and I can think of a couple people that would do that. Maybe like, setting your business up on QuickBooks for the new year. Because really, like, what most businesses struggle with is organizing themselves to be able to do taxes properly. So getting yourself set up on QuickBooks, like business, QuickBooks 101 for business, workshop or Zoom or whatnot. I think that would be a very like concentrated topic that I think would get a good turnout.
Do you want to put together a subcommittee?
Sure.
And then-
Yeah. When I voluntold you, don't be upset at me.
I'll help on that,
Okay,
okay?
I think Ralph sent his ideas.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
George, I think they sent it to you on that one. And I think
Okay.
I might have a copy of it.
I'll double check.
So I'll check and you can check. But he said sort of a,
I think it was an email detailing, just it had bullet points on it just for.
That would be
Yeah.
fantastic.
proposal. It was
George,
his
can you forward that
proposal
to me?
as to how to do it. So I'll check. it
Or,
out.
She-
or you send it to Jonathan,
Yeah.
Jonathan will forward it to me. Because the efficiency of government is just fantastic.
And then, I mean, you talked about January, but maybe is February more realistic? as far
I
as
think,
learning from a timing
well, I
perspective?
mean, I didn't realize that Rafael took so much time to make an outline. I think let's meet as a subcommittee, let's look at his outline,
play it out.
let's play with his outline, and then obviously out of courtessy, we'll approach him first.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah, he
think
was- I saw him a few weeks ago and he was still yapping.
he was still game, okay, good. All right, cool,
If you want, I'll share with you on there.
okay.
Okay, great.
George. Anybody else? I've got Magali, I've got George. I think Matthew really wants to volunteer. Because
I'll join
Matthew
you.
is so awesome with all things social.
Okay, great. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our new business. As far as I have announcements for upcoming town events, the Elderly Affairs Committee has their senior social Thanksgiving. Mrs. Claus book reading, that's fun. Reindeer run, reindeer run.
Cultural fair.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Where's the Mrs.
I'm
Claus?
gonna be on Main Street with the Main Street Players.
Oh my gosh,
what
when?
time?
December 3rd. At what time?
I believe it's,
I believe
I
it's
think it's
12 o'clock.
12 o'clock.
Oh, December 3rd, that's like,
12
It's Saturday.
12.
that's
It's
Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh, I'm taking my
Yeah,
godson
bring
to
the
that.
kids.
That's-
Well,
Yeah.
We should be posting it. You got a calendar. I don't have it.
It's on the calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the reindeer run, I know they're really in need of sponsors.
Okay,
Saturday.
Well,
So,
not sponsors,
no,
no.
people
Judy,
participants?
participants.
Okay, I'm sorry,
Uh,
last
We've
year,
been very vigilant with sponsors, like. Judy-
okay,
Judy has been,
well, that's what she was here last time for.
yes, she can
Right.
represent,
Okay, I'm sorry.
see about any help. She did initially come for sponsors.
Yeah.
So any kind of reach we could help with. She's.
So
gone.
teamwork, teams, I guess.
Teams,
I guess corporate
uh,
teams.
Participants. That would be fun. Teams is like the best way to especially raise money for these sort of,
Right.
these 5Ks. That's the best way to pool money. Really any sort of way that you guys can get the word out about we've done all the advertising we can. It's more so just, the final ramp up to the marathon. I sent you guys the latest flyer for it. If you guys want to hand it out, if you want to basically get eyes on it.
Good, cool.
I sent you the direct link, the flyer. Yeah.
And then the Sports Hall of Fame is December 10th as well in the evening. So
Okay,
just
let me
wanna
know
put that out
that.
there. If the reindeer run, if they want to have a booth or something at the Festival of Lights to promote it, it's a good community
Saturday.
event to like promote.
This Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
That's what it is.
Just gonna throw that out there.
I'll bring that.
Yes,
back.
sir.
This Saturday morning, they're gonna have a bike ride
Yes.
from Savage Village. I don't know the exact time because on social media, there's 5 different times.
and this is why they're not gonna let us post on there.
We've been trying to consolidate the time because with the time zone change, or not the time zone change, but daylight savings ending, that changed it up, and then we had different times, a committee, but also, throughout. So it should be, registration is at 7:30, departure at 8. That is the latest. That is the latest time that I'm aware of.
And if you want to do that, I know they're meeting up behind Starbucks. That's what I saw on the map.
Oh, we're gonna be there, but I don't know, I think I'm gonna show up at 6 just to move. We were there on time.
Who puts those together?
It's a neighborhood improvement,
Neighborhood
right?
The bike rides? Yeah, this is their first of the season.
And it's a veteran
Does
theme.
it always have to be so early? I will never go to that. I need to talk to my-
I won't.
3:30 to 7:30.
No, I'm serious. Like,
No,
can I
I-
ask somebody to make it later in the future?
A good point because it's I think they wanted earlier because of the heat, but it's not as hot anymore.
Yeah.
So it can be done a
Different
little bit later.
But it also brings traffic too, no? I mean, from a safety. perspective.
But I mean, we cut everybody off and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I just know that's why a lot of times those say, that's why runs are so early and,
But
Yeah,
even the
yeah,
bike
yeah,
ones
sure.
that we've done at night, they're in the 5:36. It's not, people are out and, we stop them and they keep going after. It's fine. I just think that they would probably get better turnouts if they do this at a better time.
I could offer you a Vicky Bakery coffee.
That sounds
No.
great. I would run for that.
No, no, no.
Go for that? I would run for that.
My bed is very good at that time.
I think that's a great question. I think for the chair of the neighborhood improvement committee, Mr. Rudy.
Who is it? Rudy?
Rudy.
Okay.
I think that's me. I agree, for what it's worth. I don't know what it's worth, but I agree, that's a sidebar.
Do you help with that committee as well?
I do not,
Oh,
I do not. I would do this.
Maybe
And I'm
they
sure
charge
she
you
would
tomorrow.
also agree.
I'm sure you would also.
Maybe they change the lunch.
That's right.
I think somebody from family. I think
yeah, it's true.
If you want to be in the
Too
know of
windy.
what's going on, don't,
tomorrow's the day.
you can get it from the horse's mouth. But the real version. Is there any further announcements? Festival of Lights, I hope everyone was there this Saturday, 3:30 to 7:30, 6:15 light up. We are back in full force. Bob's
3:30.
Rhythm Education Center students are gonna be performing, Our Lady Lakes Glee Club's gonna be performing. We've got a dance academy, pet adoptions, if you're looking for a pet. They are coming with their trailer, which means they have a lot of animals that they have. Whipping Bakery will be opening this weekend too, which is a bakery now,
Oh,
dog-
yes, they're.
Oh,
they're on
Bakery.
Tree, on
Bakery.
Main Street.
Yeah,
That's
and
right
they
where the
will
pizza
hopefully be
scene is,
partnering.
right next to the pizza.
If you haven't been on Main Street lately, Sweat 440 is now open. Sharkies, if you have kids that want to get their haircut in those little cars, it looks really
So
cute.
cute.
And I've been told they also have an area for older kids that don't fit in the cars. So don't feel like your kid doesn't fit in the age group, and a lot more actually exciting businesses are gonna be opening hopefully in the first quarter of next year on Main Street. So keep your eye.
So
we'll have more
then,
opportunities
sorry,
for
so our
networking.
networking event to recap for January is going to be on the 25th,
Right now.
5:30, and we're
Oh,
checking out the Trolla.
And then the last item of business, which I should have gone there, I apologize, the next meeting, so our
20th.
typical, it was
The 20th.
December
20.
20th, yep.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
We do have the opportunity to not hold a meeting, I think.
Yeah, well, it's up to you.
I know, but
So,
I mean, I would move that we don't have a December meeting.
I'll second it.
Man,
No,
that's.
wow.
Well, she seconded.
I know what you
She
think.
has a second, so.
I'm a team player, I like to make sure we're all on the same page, but I do know quorum becomes a challenge. in the month
Hold
of
on,
December.
before we jump ship on the 20th, I do want to be the womp little cloud that if we're going to host January webinars, the subcommittee needs to meet in December. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
But it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be on the 20th.
You raised my name for that.
I mean, I don't know how the scheduling works, but like early in December.
Yeah.
Along with that, we also have to remember that we have deadlines between then and what would be our between now and what would be our January meeting for the newsletter.
Oh, you already.
Which is-
said
No, no,
that.
he said that. He said that.
But we also have probably a week after our January meeting for our event, so that would have to kind of be coordinated in the background as well and make sure that we're set and ready to go.
Which should be.
So normally when we do a networking event, like if Matthew's in charge of contacting Cafe Mi Vitrola, then you let Jonathan know and then that's it. And then you make the payment and we're good to go.
We send out the
Okay,
flyer.
and you're gonna find the cows. and bring
Yeah,
them
and
to
then
the
we
event.
take over anyways in terms of the
And it
promotion.
would be a week after
That'd be
our next.
Correct.
Meeting anyways.
Correct. And I mean, as far as Eventbrite registration and whatnot,
That,
you
yeah,
got
we'll
that.
do that
you
through the
got that.
chamber,
Okay.
yeah, we'll do that through the
Okay,
chamber then.
cool.
Yeah.
and BNI or someone contributing additional money. That's the only thing that.
Potentially.
That
Yeah, we'll
is,
see
and if
more
for some
here.
reason we
It's
have a
on the
week,
agenda,
we had to vote on something different.
Yeah, and I'll ask them for tomorrow.
But at this point,
We
we
can
have
talk about it
$400
tomorrow with the general
dedicated.
Dedicated to it. Okay, all right, cool.
We also got
We
the
approved
reindeer
that.
run
Yes,
flyer
we
in our
already approved
inbox
that.
right now because he's on it.
Yeah. Jonathan is on it.
I sent him the direct
Spit
link.
fire
It's
through
very-
emails.
It's very direct. Actually, I pulled it up.
Perfect.
Reindeer run. Whatever you guys can.
All right, so then no meeting in
No
December?
movie- yeah, no meeting in December.
Sold.
Okay, so if there's no further discussion,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
Happy Christmas.
Hope everyone has a
Happy
wonderful
Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving if I don't see you on
Happy New
Saturday.
Year.
True, all of that.